sisters from the Garden of Christ Church, we are not affiliated with no Israelite camp. Please, don't think that we are affiliated with them. We do not ascribe or affiliate or respect no religion. Because the religion have our people asleep. The religion in edifying the word of truth. The religions are against the God of the Bible. With these religions come customs and festivals that nowhere in the Bible. When you go and do your research of these festivals, it came from Satan himself. Come on. The Bible says, teach my Passover. Your pastor teaching the Passover is done away with. The Bible says, keep my tabernacles forever. Your pastor teaching you that's done away with, but you keep Christmas. No Valentine scripture. Christ could never born in winter. Never. When you celebrate Christmas, you are celebrating the worship of Tammuz and Nimrod. Yeah, all with God and all. Listen, let me get the book of Amos chapter 5, verse 21. All they feel the most I done with all the feast days. All they get all the abomination pork. All they put it on the table. All they light all the children and tell the children Santa Claus back get there by the tree. All they clean up all the house. All they got clean up all the house now. But you see Christmas Eve, all they clean up all the house. All they put on the swine and all the filthiness. I want to pray. Listen, all they not praying to the Most High. All they not praying to the God of the Bible. Yeah, it's offensive, but it's the truth. If I put the one, you're selling the feast. Brothers and sisters, let me read out to the Bible for you. The first thing I just say is, them are offensive. Listen, the truth is offensive. Because this earth is built upon lies. The book of Amos, chapter 5, verse 21. I hate, I despise your feast days, your feast days, and I will not smell in your solemn assemblies. Though you offer me burnt offerings and your meat offerings, I will not accept them. Now you will accept Christmas. Neither I will not accept them. Now you will accept Easter. I will not accept them. You will accept your Mother's Day. I will not accept them. Neither will I regard the peace offerings of your fast feasts. Take you away from me the noise of your songs, for I will not hear the melody of your violins. So when I was singing and dancing and sweating and getting busy in the building on a Sunday, and I was feeling the Most High down with that. The Most High turn away and say someone. Why will you do something like that? Listen, I know people who don't even want to participate in these festivals. But when they push it on through the media, push it through the radio stations, playing the songs in their head, the hypnosis that they fall upon you. They call it programming. I know people shy these days and they won't talk. But we don't play with that shy spirit. Ask questions. Come and ask questions. But what are you talking about? I hear you say Christmas is paganism. What are you talking about, brother? Come on, let me talk. I will tell you the voice, but I can be very gentle too. Don't worry. We don't cuss all the rest of the brothers and the most cuss people out. We not done that. Brother, you know where Christmas come from? You know where Christmas come from? No, don't do the guys. They have an idea. You don't know where it come from? You don't know where it come from? Yeah. Nah, they lie to us. You see? Today I teach you, brother.
I'll come and look for you. I will come and look for you.
Brother, today.
I will teach you together.
Today, I will teach you, brother. Listen, hear this. Hear this, brother. Today I will teach you, right? Go participate in Christmas, brothers. Yeah, I worshiping Satan. When you swap the A to the N, it's not Santa, it's Satan. Satan is going to be worshiping 24 December, brothers and sisters. Yeah, brother. If you never know, you know today. Yeah, I can prove it. In the Bible too. So the pastors not following the Bible. And they're teaching the same slavery doctrine. Come on. Where in the Bible did the Messiah say, make a cross of me and paint a picture of me? But to me, the most side of the Bible say, as idolatry. Listen, it has hurt my heart to see the hallowed children holding up these idols walking down the road. We was out here 2 Sabbaths ago, and I see some young men toting a big cross. They can't even tote the cross good. Toting the cross down the street, they live for long. Where is scripture show you to do that? But the Bible talking against it. Now, I use all the common sense, right? I understand something. Satan will teach you opposite to what the Most High said to do. I need to understand that. Satan will teach you the opposite to what the Most High said to do. If the Most High said keep the Sabbath holy, Satan will teach your pastor the Sabbath and away with. The Bible is against idolatry. The Most High God is against your cross where you have in a church. The Bible is against your Christmas and your Easter. The Bible is against these things, brothers and sisters. And let me tell you something. The scripture says, many shall say they are Christ and they are not. So you need to read the Bible. You need to read the Bible. Those of you following Roman Catholicism, read the Bible. Pentecostal, read the Bible. Don't say reading the Bible. You have to study the Bible. Read one scripture and feel good. Reading Paul the Apostle, you even understand the Old Testament. How can you understand Paul the Apostle? You know nothing about the Old Testament. Because the pastor tell you the Old Testament done away with. But you have to go and read a man like Paul the Apostle who was talking to the elders of the church. So here we're going. When we go to school, we skip the first 3 pages and go on page 6. Eh? When we go to school, right? We skip the first 3-4 pages and start at page 7. That's what they're teaching in the churches. The Old Testament is done away with.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 4. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image.
Now make it.
Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image.
Now make a cross.
Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image.
Now make a picture of Jesus Christ.
Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image.
Make a statue of Christ.
Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image.
Make a cross.
Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image.
Thou shalt make no graven image. Roman Catholics, Pentecostals, none.
Nor any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I am the Most High thy power, I am a jealous power, visiting the iniquities of the fathers upon the children, unto the 3rd and 4th generation of them that hate me.
So you see, that is iniquity. That is sin. But they're promoting that and all here. They're promoting that. We need to come back. My brothers and sisters, let me show you all something. There is a strategic war against our people, and we don't even know it. There is something called NASA strategic issues. When you read this PDF, it shows you all the strategies of killing us. That's what NASA stands for. So NASA have strategies and ways of killing you, and they don't call themselves people. They look at themselves differently, because the Bible shows us clearly the serpent seed and the woman's seed. Let me get the book of Genesis chapter 3 verse 15. Yeah. There is something called NASA strategic issues. Go and research it and you will see the amount of different devices, strategies. And let me tell you the three main things they have: religion, politics, and the food and medication. Yeah, that's the three main things they use it. Because through your politicians, they can slip in their devices. Come on. What do you think these aircraft flying in the plane so long in the air for all that smoke? What do you feel like it? The exhaust on the aircraft, what do you feel like it? Listen, that's aluminum, that's a micro, that's to kill you, brother. Yeah. Our taxpayer money paying these prime ministers all this money and they can't even teach them no truth. Talking about the minister of health bringing in more beds. He need to bring in more beds because he bringing in more drugs to kill you. They must bring in more beds. Yeah, we're bringing in more medication from Cuba. Yeah. Let me show everybody serpent seed and the woman's seed. Yeah, Satan harvests people on this earth, but we don't hate them, and we don't talk about them day and night. But let me tell you something: Satan harvests people, eh? Who want to know Satan people here today? I'm not going to limit the knowledge and say it's a white man. I'm not going to do that. Right? Because there are plenty of Caucasians who are good people. And there are Caucasians who want to follow this truth. So I'm not going to say it's the white man. No. But there are a sect of the Europeans who are looking to the populators. And let me tell you something, brothers and sisters. They are mixed with angel lineage and flesh lineage. Yeah, I know it's sounding crazy. What's the man talking about? What angel blood? Yeah, we will get there. We'll get Genesis 6:2 when they're done. The book of Genesis, chapter 3, verse 15.
And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed.
Now, in the book of Genesis, they're showing you he will create enmity with the serpent seed and the woman's seed. All you know who's the woman's seed? All you know who's the serpent seed? Listen, we will break it down. We will bring in the woman's seed and the serpent seed for you today here. And you will learn something where the pastors and teaching all you. Where the parents and the tithes for. You tell them the Lord done away with the Lord paying tithes and done away with. We will teach all you. We will teach all you who believe in Selassie is God. And Selassie teach all you nothing. We will teach all you on the Korean, on the Pope Father. And we teach all you nothing. We will teach all you Muslims who talk about Prophet Muhammad. We will teach all you nothing. We will teach all you today. We will teach all you.
Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. And unto Adam he said, because you have hearkened unto the voice of thy wife, and have eaten of thy tree, of which I commanded thee, saying, thou shalt not eat of it. Cursed is the ground for thy sake.
Right. So when our father Adam transgressed against the Most High said, because you eat of this fruit, you will be cursed and you will have to till the land. And woman, the conception of the child will be with pain. And he said, I will create enmity with the woman's seed and the serpent's seed. Let me get the book of Genesis chapter 6 verse 1. So I was talking to somebody earlier, And they was telling me that angels cannot do that. But let me tell you something. Don't you all understand? In the time of Sodom and Gomorrah, that the two angels came to Lot, and the men was battling to rape the angels. Oh, you can remember that? Yeah, it was two angels that came in like this of men. Listen, it's your oppressors who give you these doctrines because they don't want you to wake up. But let me hear what the Bible has to say.
The book of Genesis, chapter 6, verse 1. And it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth.
Right, so you said it began when men started multiplying on the face of the earth. So that's a normal thing.
And daughters were born unto them, that the sons of God,
Sons of who?
the sons of God, saw the daughters of men, that they were fair.
So the sons of God see the daughters of men was looking fair. Right there's a difference in the scripture. What did the sons of God do?
And they took them wives of all which they chose. And the Most High said, my spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he is also flesh, yet his days shall be 120 years. There were giants in the earth. There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of the Most High came unto the daughters of men, and bare them children, and they bare children to them.
Brothers and sisters, when Satan and his angels came and lust off of the woman, they created children, and these children were extremely tall. There's where giants coming from. Even in Iran, 6 years ago was proven that they found these giants. But yeah, the media won't teach you all that. They won't teach you all that. Let me get the book of Job, chapter 1, showing the sons of men, sons of God. You know that one? Right? I want to bring out this truth today. There are people on this earth who are mixed with Nephilim blood lineage. In other words, they are not normal people. These same people who set up the NASA strategic issues. Brothers and sisters, there are a Satan lineage on this earth. They are different blood lineage. But I know your pastor's teaching you. That's not true. I know there's a lot of groups teaching you. That's not true. The sons of God is men, right? The sons of God is men, right? That's what they're teaching in churches. They are teaching in the churches that the sons of God is men. Listen, that sons of God were established when Christ resurrected. In the book of 1 John. That is when it said calling us sons of God. After Christ shed his blood for us. And he redeemed us. Before the world no other body called sons of God. So let's read about the sons of God now. Who only pastor teaching on is men, right? Only pastor saying is men. The Israelite camp saying is men, right?
The book of Job, chapter 38, verse 1. Then the Lord answered Job out of the whirlwind and said, who is that taketh counsel by words without knowledge? Gird up now thy loins like a man, for I will demand of thee, and answer you me. Where was you when I laid the foundations of the earth?
So Job was complaining when he was sick. And he was only complaining about he should not be here and what is happening to him. So the Most High said, listen, gird up your loins. And let me ask you some questions.
Where were you when I laid the foundations of the earth? Declare, if you have understanding. Who have laid the measures thereof? If you know, or who has stretched the line upon it? Whereupon are the foundations thereof fastened? Or who laid the cornerstone thereof?
Who laid the cornerstone thereof of building this world? Now, when the Most High and his angels was building this earth, it didn't have no man.
When the morning stars sang together, and all the sons of God shouted for joy.
The sons of who?
All the sons of God shouted for joy.
Now man,
Sons of God.
so the sons of God who built this construct, this earth, with Yeshua, who you ignorantly call Jesus, they weren't no man. So they are, the angels are also called the sons of God. Now your pastor is teaching you that can happen. We will prove now that angels that take the form of men. Listen, these angels lust, and had sex with the daughters of men, and that's why that giants. And they taught us all these things to make swords. They taught us cutting of roots. That's how we know about certain things. The knowledge that I have in this 2007 about sin and these different things, brothers and sisters, is angelic knowledge. It's people who invoking spirits and getting wisdom from Satan himself. Because Satan promised to go back up into the sky and to rule. Well, if you NASA have all this warfare up in space for? Right? Genesis 19, right? You got it. Right. Yeah. So we go prove here that angels just take the form as men. But no, the pastor telling you that nah, angels can have sex with men, sex with women. But let me tell you something, in Sodom and Gomorrah, them men lust of other angels and wanted to get busy with them. Your pastor don't want you to wake up. Your Israelite Allah don't want you to wake up. They are against scripture. They lack knowledge.
The book of Genesis chapter 19 verse 1. And there came two angels to Sodom at evening, and Lot sat in the gate of Sodom, and Lot seeing them rose up to meet them, and he bowed himself with his face towards the ground. And he said, Behold, my lords, turn in, I pray you, into your servant's house, and tarry all night, and wash your feet, and ye shall rise up early and go on your ways. And they said, Nay, but we will abide in the streets all night. And he pressed upon them greatly that they should turn up unto him and enter into his house. And he made them to feast, and did bake unleavened bread.
Let's go. So Lot made unleavened bread and keep a feast with two angels. What the pastor teaching you, angels can't transform as men.
And did bake unleavened bread, and they did eat. And before they lay down, the men of the city, even the men of Sodom, comprised the house round, both old and young, all the people from every quarter. And they called unto Lot, and said unto him, Where are the men which came to thee this night?
Where are the who?
Where are the men which came to thee this night?
Not the angel.
Where are the men which
The angel.
Where are the men?
The angel.
Where are the men which came into thee this night? Bring them out unto us, that we may know them.
Hey! What's that? Them friends wanted to know them angels. You know what I'm talking about, brothers and sisters. So the angels take the likeness of men. And that is what happened. And they are a lineage of people who from this serpent seed coming right down into these last days, looking to kill you. They don't call themselves human beings, what is called themselves human beings of mankind. Matter of fact, they know human beings in the Bible, but let's try to talk to people who can understand. They don't call themselves man. They know who they are. But your pastor is teaching you, nah, that can happen. Because themselves teach them that. Let me get the one in Hebrews there, bro. In children to angels. I just want to prove this point. So for the Israelite camps out there, for the Roman Catholic Church out there, for the Christian religions out there, who teaching that Genesis 6 chapter 1 is men who went with women. Because when you had a flood and Moses repented after making our people, when he saw his creation going off.
The book of Hebrews chapter 2 verse 9. But we see Yeshua, who was made a little lower than the angels, for the suffering of death crowned with glory and honor, that by the grace of the Most High should taste death for every man.
Hold it. Going into the last chapter 13, was showing that how be careful in children into angels. Right? Yeah, that is the one I wanted to bring out. I want to prove to the people that angels that take the form of man. And in the book of Enoch gives us more understanding about what we go down. Because in the book of Genesis, there was a lot of things was going on. Moses, when he went up 40 days and 40 nights, he got the revelation. But he gave it a quick summary because the book of Enoch was always there. The book of Enoch exposes the powers that be and the different people who have been worshipped in the Roman Catholic Church, like St. Peter and St. Paul and all that mess. Them is fallen angels they are worshipping.
The book of Hebrews chapter 13 verse 1. Let brotherly love continue. Be not forgetful to entertain strangers, for thereby some have entertained angels unaware. Some have entertained angels unaware.
That's not. So you can invite an angel and also you don't know who it is, an angel? Or is an angel coming as a man?
Some for some thereby. Some have entertained angels unawares.
We ain't touch me in the hip, that is how I walk. Genesis 32